Imagine a city caught between worlds, a place where desperation and hope collide under the hot Moroccan sun. This is Casablanca in 1942, a stepping stone for refugees fleeing a war-torn Europe, all desperately seeking a way to a free America. But Casablanca is more than just a waiting room. It's a labyrinth of spies, corrupt officials, and people willing to do anything for an exit visa. The air is thick with cigarette smoke, the whisper of secrets, and the constant throbbing anxiety of being trapped. At the heart of this chaotic world is a nightclub, the most popular spot in town, Rick's Café Américain. And its owner, Rick Bling, is a man who sticks his neck out for nobody. He's cynical, detached, an American expatriate nursing a broken heart he thought was long dead. His motto is simple: I don't buy or sell human beings. He's a neutral player in a world demanding you pick a side. But the past has a funny way of walking back into your life, and for Rick, it arrives in the form of a woman he once loved more than life itself, Elsa Lund. When Elsa walks into Rick's cafe, the world stops. For Rick, it's not just an old flame reappearing. It's the ghost of a happier time, a time in Paris before the world fell apart. The song she requests, As Time Goes By, is a key that unlocks a flood of memories. We see them in flashback, a whirlwind romance in Paris, full of laughter and stolen moments, a love so pure it felt like it could withstand anything. But it couldn't withstand the German army. On the day they were meant to flee together, Elsa never showed up at the train station, leaving Rick alone in the pouring rain, with a note that simply said she couldn't see him again. The heartbreak shattered him, turning the passionate idealist into the bitter cynic who now runs a gin joint in Casablanca. He built walls around his heart so high that no one could ever get in again. But Elsa didn't just walk back into Rick's life alone. She's with her husband, Victor Laszlo, a renowned Czech resistance leader who has escaped from a concentration camp. Victor is everything Rick is not a hero, a symbol of hope for the oppressed. A man whose life is dedicated to a cause far greater than himself. They've come to Casablanca for the same reason as everyone else, to escape to America. And their only hope lies in 2 letters of transit, priceless documents that guarantee safe passage. As fate would have it, these letters are now in Rick's possession. Suddenly, the man who sticks his neck out for nobody is at the center of a decision that could alter the course of the war. He holds the fate of Elsa, the woman who broke his heart, and Victor, the hero she is married to, in his hands. The conflict that erupts is one of the most iconic in cinema history. Rick is torn between the lingering, powerful love he still feels for Elsa and the deep-seated bitterness of her abandonment. He confronts her, his pain raw and palpable. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine, he slurs, drunk on whiskey and heartbreak. Elsa, in turn, is caught in an impossible situation. She reveals the truth about Paris. She was already married to Victor at the time, but she believed he had been killed by the Gestapo. Her love for Rick was real. But when she discovered Victor was alive, she knew her duty was to him and the cause he represented. She loves them both in different ways. She loves Rick for the passionate romance they shared, a beautiful dream of what could have been. But she also loves and deeply respects Victor, a man who embodies honor and sacrifice. The love triangle isn't a simple case of choosing one man over another. It's a battle between personal happiness and moral duty, between a love for a person and a love for an ideal. The past isn't just haunting them. It's forcing them to make an impossible choice in the present. And Rick, the man who claims not to care about anything, is the one who has to make the final move. This is where Rick's journey truly begins. He's faced with the ultimate temptation, a chance to have Elsa back. She even offers to stay with him if he'll help Victor escape. You have to think for both of us, for all of us, she tells him, placing the burden of the decision squarely on his shoulders. For a moment, It seems like the old cynical Rick will win. He could have his revenge, let Victor be captured, and keep Elsa for himself. He could finally have the happy ending that was stolen from him in Paris. The Rick we met at the beginning of the film, the man who says, "I'm the only cause I'm interested in," would have seized this opportunity without a second thought. But something has changed. Seeing Elsa again, learning the truth, and witnessing the unwavering integrity of Victor Laszlo has reawakened the idealist he once was. He starts to realize that some things are more important than his own personal happiness, more important even than his broken heart. The climax of the film at the fog-drenched airport is a masterclass in emotional tension. Rick has orchestrated a plan, but he's kept everyone in the dark. Elsa believes she is staying behind with him. Victor believes Rick is taking Elsa for himself. But Rick's plan is one of pure, selfless sacrifice. He forces Elsa to get on the plane with Victor. In a heart-wrenching speech, he explains his decision. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life. He then turns to Victor, acknowledging his importance. This time I know our side will win. He has chosen a side. He has rejoined the world of moral consequence. He tells her, "We'll always have Paris." He's not dismissing their love. He's immortalizing it. A treasure they can both hold on to forever, untarnished by the compromises of the present. And then, the ultimate sacrifice. I'm no good at being noble, but it doesn't take much to see that the problems of three little people do an amount to a hill of beans in this crazy world. He's sacrificing his own happiness, the one thing he wants most in the world, for the greater good, for the war effort, for the fight against tyranny, and for the integrity of the woman he loves. As the plane takes off, carrying Elsa and Victor to safety, Rick is left on the tarmac with Captain Renault. When the German Major Strasser arrives to stop the plane, Rick shoots him. He has crossed the final line from neutrality to commitment. He is now a wanted man, a freedom fighter in his own right. But he's not alone. His cynical sparring partner, Captain Renault, in his own act of quiet redemption, tells his men to round up the usual suspects, saving Rick. As they walk off into the fog together, Rick's journey is complete. He lost the girl, but he regained himself. He found something worth fighting for again. The final line, "Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship," signifies a new start. It's not a romantic ending, but it's a hopeful one. It's an ending that celebrates a different kind of love, camaraderie, shared purpose, and the bond between those who choose to fight for what's right. So why does Casablanca continue to resonate with us, decades after it was made? It's because it has a story about the choices we make when our personal desires clash with our moral obligations. Rick Blaine is not a born hero. He's a flawed, heartbroken man who has to learn to be noble. His sacrifice isn't easy. It's excruciating. He gives up the love of his life, not because he stops loving her, but because he loves her enough to let her go for a cause that is bigger than both of them. The film teaches us that true love isn't always about possession or a happy ending in the traditional sense. Sometimes it's about sacrifice. It's about honoring what is right over what is easy. Rick's choice embodies the spirit of an entire generation that was asked to put personal happiness aside for a global struggle. He chose honor and a greater purpose over his own broken heart. In doing so, he doesn't just save Elsa and Victor. He saves his own soul. And that's why, as time goes by, the story of Rick Blaine and his magnificent sacrifice remains one of the most powerful and enduring in all of cinema. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this look back at a classic, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the films we love.